Wolfie, what are we doing today? Wolfie, what are we doing today? We're making eggs, and we're making the best hash browns in the world. Right, Wolfer? That's what we're doing today on Chasing the Sun. Hi, Gregory.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Love you, Wolfie. Love you. Well, this is one of the most asked questions. What in the heck are those Hungry Jack things? Well, still got the pandemic going on, guys. It's the 3rd of May as I'm filming this, 2020. And I have a lot less fresh stuff and more stuff that will last for a really long time. Those are just freeze-dried potatoes. You heat up a couple of cups of water, you put it in there, you let it set to rehydrate for 15 minutes, and then you just cook them. I cook the crap out of them, super crispy, and I'm going to do some scrambled eggs. I actually had a request for that. John, if you're listening, buddy, or watching, it's great that you have so much interaction with me on YouTube, man. I really appreciate it. He was one of the first subscribers and usually comments. Thanks, John. Appreciate you, brother. That's how we build the channel. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. All right, we're making scrambled eggs. So set up this shot anyway. Jeez. I need an assistant or a producer. All right, so when you're cracking eggs, you want to crack them on a flat surface so they don't have shells. Too many shells. All right. Doing it one-handed looks cool, but it's not as easy as it looks. When I started my cooking career in Alaska on the pipeline, one of my jobs every day was to crack open 1,000 eggs. So I've done it a few times. Anyway, mix that up, and then we're ready to scramble those bad boys. Okay, so we got some boiling water, and then we open up our carton of Hungry Jack potatoes, and what we're going to do is fill that to the top. Boiling water. Let's turn the water off. And then we're going to fill this bad boy with boiling water. There we go. I'm going to close that up. The package says for 12 minutes, and then after 12 minutes it will reconstitute those potatoes, and then we're going to fry them up. Alright, so a good portion of EVO, extra virgin olive oil, high heat. That. I'm going to open up the dehydrated that are now rehydrated potatoes. Alright. Oh, shoot, too much in that one, but I'll switch it over. Nice. There we go. Alright, so high heat takes about 20 minutes, and I'll bring you in about the middle of the cooking to show you these crunchy, delicious pieces of food from God. They're amazing. Alright, so we got both of these going on very high heat, the highest heat that you can get. I'll show you. There we go, both of those going. I've salted liberally. Now I'm going to pepper the crap out of them. I like lots of pepper. And then before I start messing around with the flip, I'm going to let these go for about 8 minutes on high heat. That takes some of the moisture out and starts to crisp them up. And I'll bring you back in when we're getting ready to flip. You hear that? That sound makes me happy. And I guess I need to say this. These are super non-stick pans. And this is the Walmart Connection line of pans. This was a $3 pan, and that was a $5 pan. I've had very expensive pans before, guys, and to be honest with you, they all lose their coating, and it, basically $10, $20 a month. I replace these every month. It's just crazy. Or you can buy a $400 set and, regrets. But anyway, so yeah, non-stick pan, move these around to make sure they're not sticking. Lots of EVO, salt and pepper, and these guys are cooking great. So I'm crisping these up. You can see that. Get the other side a little bit. They've been going about 6 minutes, and of course the smaller pan gets hotter quicker, so it's going to be done quicker. All right, so here we go. Crunchy, munchy. Love that. It's good eating, man. And that's going to take a little bit longer. Look at that. Can't wait to dig into that. So that one's done, obviously. You just saw that. This one has been cooking about 5 extra minutes longer than the smaller pan. It may not be ready, but I'm going to flip it anyway. Here you go. Look at that. Cooking in a van down by the river, man. Even though we live in RVs, guys, we don't have to eat crap food. We can cook really, really good, wonderfully tasting, balanced meals. And this is one of those. Love, love, love. Okay, so let's try a little bit. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but that is super crunchy. Super duper delicious. And by the way, I bought the Hungry Jack at the dollar store. Actually, the Dollar Tree store, so it was really $1. And I'll get 6 servings out of this for $1. It's better than any restaurant that you can go to for $1. And you get 6 of them. Alright, so we got the vegetable oil, which is fake Pam, on a high heat. Like that. Gonna scramble these puppies up, and the key to a good scrambled egg, there's a couple. You want to keep them moving all the time, like every second of the 3 minutes that you're going to cook these guys. Nothing is worse than a brown egg or an egg that is chewy. And if you want to know whether somebody's actually cooked for a living or not, and I can't do this one-handed, I've got the camera in my hand. A good chef or a cook will actually put these on and off the heat as necessary, as to not burn them or to make them gross. Eggs can be leathery, eggs can be amazing. And I know if you've been out to more than a few restaurants, you know the difference. So, again, keep it moving all the time. Every minute that this is cooking, and I've got it on the high heat, but if I had 2 hands to do it with, that's what she said, I would actually turn it down just a little bit at this point and keep moving it around, but move. Off the heat, on the heat, so it's not burning or browning. It's not making it leathery. When I was cooking in Alaska, when we interviewed people, we would ask them to make us an omelet. And that would be a French omelet or American omelet, or whichever at will, and most of them looked at us like we were crazy. And I'm going to do the difference between those two very soon. Anyway, these are going to take about 5 or 6 more minutes, which I'll bring you back in on the very end of it to let you know. Remember, on and off the heat is necessary. No leather, nothing too gross or brown, nothing brown. Eggs are never brown unless you're doing a French omelet, which I will show you, which involves butter. But there you go. I'll bring you in on the end of it. Still moving, almost done. There's still some runny parts, but you got to know to stop sooner than later. All right, so I'm going to turn off the heat, and I'm going to continue to move it around. No leathery parts. Eggs are not leather, and they're not brown unless you're doing a French omelet. And that's it. All right, I'll plate this up, and I'll bring you back in for the tasting. Well, first of all, I have to apologize. The hash browns that I made, well, unfortunately, I think I ate them all. They were so good, I couldn't wait for the eggs to be done. But trust me, they were the best hash browns I've ever had. And then, so let's try these eggs. Light and fluffy. No browning, like I said. Those hash browns from Hungry Jack. I literally cannot tell you how much I love them. In fact, let's take a look. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I always keep about a dozen of those on board. Anyway, so like I said, keep it moving, never brown. Eggs are not brown unless they're in a French omelet. Those Hungry Jack rehydrated hash browns are the best thing in my life, even in a pandemic. You like them too, don't you, Wolf? Here, you want to get an egg? I make her an egg every day and a snack at night.